Hello and welcome to a fresh new episode of Science Monitor, our weekly update on all that is happening in the field of science and technology in and around the country. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. Let us begin by taking a look at the headlines. IRNSS-1E, 5th Regional Navigation Satellite successfully launched. India tops Asia in sending scientists, engineers to the United States. Indian Ocean warming, marine productivity declining, shows study. JASON-3, new satellite to monitor global sea level rise. And in our In Focus segment today, we will see how 2016 will be celebrated as the International Year of Pulses. And now the news in detail. Inching towards country's own GPS and navigation system, ISRO successfully launched IRNSS-1E, the 5th satellite in the 7 series navigation satellite system. The launch that happened on 20th of January from Sriharikota is a step closer to the completion of India's ambitious regional navigation satellite system project, placing it on par with the global positioning system of the United States.
Following the success of IRNSS-1D last March, scientists of ISRO have successfully launched the 5th satellite of the Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, IRNSS-1E. IRNSS-1E was launched on board Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle PSLV-C-31 on January 20th at 9:31 a.m. from Sriharikota. IRNSS-1E, with a liftoff mass of 1425 kgs and a configuration much similar to its predecessors, is carrying two types of payloads, namely navigation and ranging payloads. While the navigation payload will transmit navigation service signals to the users and will be operating in L5 band and S band, the ranging payload consists of a C-band transponder, which facilitates accurate determination of the range of the satellite. A specialty of IRNSS-1E's navigation payload is its highly accurate rubidium atomic clock. In addition, IRNSS-1E also carries a corner cube retroreflectors for laser ranging. IRNSS-1E is the 5th out of 7 in the Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, that is, IRNSS series of satellites, after IRNSS-1A and 1B, 1C and 1D. The Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, shortly known as IRNSS, is India's indigenous satellite navigation system and has been developed by ISRO. Unlike the global navigation systems existing, the IRNSS navigation system will be under the total control of Indian government. The system will help in terrestrial and marine navigation, disaster management, vehicle tracking and fleet management.
India is known across the globe for its skill set and scientific acumen. Now, a new report finds that India tops the Asian countries in sending scientists and engineers to the United States. And what is more, 80% of them are successfully employed. Let us see this report.
With Indian researchers adorning some of the greatest global scientific positions, India's research acumen is acknowledged worldwide. Now, a recent report suggests that India tops the list of Asian countries to depute researchers in the United States. The report comes from the US National Science Foundation's National Center for Science and Engineering Statistics. According to the data, 950,000 out of Asia's total 2.96 million immigrant researchers in the US are Indians. The report shows that during 2003 to 2013, the number of scientists and engineers residing in the US rose from 21.6 million to 29 million, with significant growth in the number of immigrant scientists and engineers from 3.4 million to 5.2 million. While 57% of this population constitutes Asians, India's 2013 figure represents an 85% increase from 2003. Thus topping the country of birth for immigrant scientists and engineers in the US. The report found that these immigrant scientists and engineers show higher frequency of holding post-baccalaureate degrees than their US-born counterparts, and over 80% of immigrant scientists and engineers are employed equaling their US-born counterparts. According to the report, the most common fields of study for immigrant scientists and engineers in 2013 were engineering, computer and mathematical sciences, and social and related sciences.
From fishes to petroleum, oceans are the wealthiest resources of the world. And these marine wealth are directly or indirectly dependent on tiny little plants called phytoplanktons. Now, a new shocking study has revealed how warming of oceans are resulting in drastic reduction of a phytoplankton population in the Indian Ocean, adversely impacting marine productivity. The scientists warn of serious consequences if this trend continues.
Phytoplankton, the tiny microscopic plants of ocean. It is interesting to note that the marine phytoplankton constitutes half of the global primary production and plays a crucial role in sustaining the aquatic food chain, along with influencing climate processes and biogeochemical cycles. Among the tropical oceans of the world, the Western Indian Ocean is known to host one of the largest concentrations of marine phytoplankton, blooms in summer. But with increasing impacts of greenhouse effect and pollution felt across the world, the marine ecosystem and phytoplankton do not remain untouched. A recent study led by Dr. Roxy Matthew Cole from the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology indicates that Indian Ocean is warming rapidly, adversely impacting the marine ecosystem on a large scale.
Due to the large-scale warming, there has been a sharp decline in the phytoplankton over the Indian Ocean. And this decline is up to 20% in the past 6 decades. So we have analyzed both observed data using different satellite sensors, and also used Earth system model historical simulations to understand the long-term changes in the these marine microscopic plants.
The study, based on historical simulations, indicates that rapid warming of the Indian Ocean has led to the reduction of phytoplankton by 20% during the past 6 decades. The research coincides with the recent satellite data that shows that the decline is up to 30% in the Western Indian Ocean during the last 16 years. Data indicates that the region in Indian Ocean with the largest phytoplankton concentrations is also the region which exhibits the largest ocean surface warming, and the warming during the past century is up to 1.2 degrees Celsius, much higher than the warming of land surface.
With global warming, we are talking about increasing desertification on land. So does the same thing happen in the ocean? So this is one of the first studies to show that actually such a thing is happening right in your backyard in the Western Indian Ocean, where the warming of the ocean is actually increasing the so-called stratification, or the energy needed to mix the colder waters into the surface, which is very critical for growing, let's say, the bottom of the food chain, or the primary producers, or the photosynthesizers in the ocean.
According to researchers, rising ocean surface temperatures results in a process called stratification, which interferes with the mixing of nutrients in water and affects the plant growth. The study, published in the journal Geophysical Research Letters, has important implications in the context of marine ecosystem and productivity. Researchers warn that reduced phytoplankton population can result in tremendous decline in fisheries, adversely affecting the economy.
Water is, needless to say, the most important resource for human existence. But certainly not when global sea levels rise, threatening to drown entire civilizations. Now, in a major step towards tracking global sea level rise, NASA has launched Jason-3, the new ocean monitoring satellite, which will also be used to forecast El Nino and La Nina. More details in this report.
Rising sea levels due to global warming has emerged as a global concern worldwide, making continuous monitoring of sea levels a mandate to prevent sudden calamities. Now, in a major step towards ocean monitoring, Jason-3 has been launched. The international mission Jason-3 is a US-European oceanography satellite mission which will monitor and precisely measure global sea surface heights. The $180 million mission is led by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration in collaboration with NASA, the French space agency CNES, and the European Organization for the Exploitation of Meteorological Satellite. Jason-3 was launched on board a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from the Vandenberg Air Force Base in California on 17th January. Not only will Jason-3 track sea level rise, but it will also observe the intensification of tropical cyclones and support seasonal and coastal forecasts, including prediction of El Nino and La Nina. According to experts, the data collected by Jason-3 will further the understanding of sea level changes and ocean's role in climate, along with benefiting fishery management and marine industries.
And now it is time to take a short break. We'll be back with more science news. Keep watching Science Monitor. Welcome back. After the break, you're watching Science Monitor. Let us now have a look at some important science and technology activities happening in India and abroad in our next segment, Science Express.
Setting a glorious example of sustainable agriculture, Sikkim has become India's first organic province. The declaration of Sikkim as organic province came recently from Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, following the state's success in converting around 75,000 hectares of agriculture land into sustainable cultivation. The success is a result of a 2003 initiative of the state government to make the state an organic farming province through a declaration in the Legislative Assembly. The nuclear power hall called the Hall of Nuclear Power Atoms Serving the Nation at the National Science Centre was recently inaugurated by the Minister of State for Atomic Energy, Shri Jitendra Singh.
It's a day of history for us because it always weighed on my mind that just because atomic energy has its headquarters in Mumbai, it doesn't get the kind of visibility or attention that it deserves in the union capital. And therefore, we have vindicated this anomaly by setting up this hall of nuclear power in the union capital of India today.
The hall, which displays the first exclusive exhibition of nuclear power in the northern part of India, houses an elaborate display of applications of nuclear energy, including nuclear medicine, food sterilization, safety of nuclear setups, and other impacts on human life. The hall was open to the public on 16th January in the presence of eminent guests like Dr. Shekhar Basu, chairman of the Atomic Energy Commission. In a tragic biodiversity calamity, as many as 500 dead turtles were washed ashore Mayurakshi River in Jharkhand on 14th January. The incident followed 3 days after the police released at least 5,000 tortoises seized in a smuggling attempt. According to experts, the turtles must have succumbed to transportation and environmental stress along with starvation. A committee has been set up to investigate the matter. The tortoises are smuggled to be used as pets and also eaten in some South Asian countries. In an astonishing astronomical discovery, researchers have detected the second largest black hole in the Milky Way. The discovery made by a team of astronomers led by Tomoharu Oka from the Keio University shows signs of an invisible black hole with a mass 1,000 times that of the Sun around the center of the Milky Way. The discovery followed a study of a gas cloud called CO 0.40-0.22, 200 light-years away from the center of the Milky Way. According to experts, this could be a supermassive black hole, whose origins are still unknown.
From mouth-watering rajma to delicious dals, pulses occupy an important place in the Indian cuisine. Pulses are not easy to grow but are highly nutritional, being rich in proteins, fibers, vitamins and micronutrients. With zero cholesterol and low glycemic index, they are even safe for the use of diabetics. While animal proteins are becoming expensive, pulses have emerged as an affordable and viable substitute which can be used to address the food security and malnutrition problems across the globe. Hence, United Nations has declared 2016 as the International Year of Pulses. Let us explore the amazing world of pulses in our next segment, In Focus.
Dried beans and peas to chickpeas and lentils, nature has blessed our tables with a variety of pulses. Traditionally, Indian meals are not complete without at least one serving of a lentil. And different communities of India prepare delicious recipes using pulses. These pulses, which belong to a food grain family known as legumes, have been cultivated and consumed for more than 10,000 years now. Rich in proteins, fibers and micronutrients, pulses are among the most extensively used foods across the world and has emerged as a potential candidate to address the issues of hunger, food security and malnutrition worldwide. Despite all this, the high economic and nutritional value of pulses often goes unrecognized and is frequently underappreciated. With the aim of boosting the production, trade, and use of pulses in this new year, the United Nations, led by its Food and Agriculture Organization, has declared 2016 as the International Year of Pulses with the slogan, "Nutritious Seeds for a Sustainable Future." The campaign aims to raise awareness about the protein power and the health benefits of all kinds of pulses. Technically, pulses are annual leguminous crops, yielding grains or seeds of variable size, shape and color within a pod. Botanists limit the term pulses to 12 crops, harvested solely for their dry seeds. Not only are pulses a substitute for animal protein, they are also rich in a variety of amino acids, fibers, vitamins and minerals like iron, zinc, folate and magnesium.
Pulses are integral part of Indian diet. The dietary protein requirement, 15% of the dietary protein requirement is made through pulses in India as against the 9% in the as the world average. Since centuries, the pulses are the integral part because the most of the Indian population is the vegetarian, and the pulses are the richest source and the easiest and cheapest available source of the dietary protein.
In addition, the phytochemicals, saponins and tannins found in pulses are known to have antioxidant and anti-carcinogenic effects. According to experts, with their high nutritional value, pulses can contribute significantly in addressing hunger, food security and malnutrition across the world. Not only are pulses cheaper alternatives to meat and milk, but pulse cultivation also offers scope for reducing the environmental footprint of food production. Leguminous plants like peas and groundnuts harbor special nitrogen-fixing bacteria in their root nodules and help fix nitrogen to improve soil quality and reduce consumption of chemical fertilizers. Organizations worldwide have welcomed this campaign and are working towards promoting the cultivation and widespread use of pulses in daily diet.
Well, that is all for this episode of Science Monitor. Do tell us how do you like our program. You can send your feedback and suggestions to us. Our email ID is news@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also write in to us at Vigyan Prasar C24, Qutub Institutional Area, New Delhi 110016. Well, that is all for today. We'll be back with fresh news stories on science and technology again next week. Till then, keep watching Rajya Sabha TV. Bye-bye.